Previously our hero Rain was fired from hero team when he was depressed. He had fun with children, then decided to become adventurer when he was on his mission. He heard a scream, he rushed to help. He saw a big tiger fighting a cat girl. He helped her and tamed her. Similarly he tamed a dragon girl named Tanya. Later he meet hero team and accept the mission. During mission Rain meets twin fairy girls and tamed them.
The task is successfully completed. Rain hands over the shield of truth to the hero Arios and takes the pre-agreed task reward. As Rain is about to leave, Agath stops him, though Arios disagrees. Agath insists on inviting Rain back to the team, while Mina and Lynn reluctantly say they are willing to compromise and accept Rain. Their attitude annoys Rain. In the end, Rain declines Agatha's invitation. Others of the team are just upset with Rain, but Arios wants to kill him because he can't accept that he was defeated by the Tamer he once despised the most. However, Rain still doesn't know that he has been targeted by Arios, and they sit in the shadow of a tree to keep cool. During the chat, they surprisingly discover that the biggest difference between the hero and ordinary people is that the hero can become stronger infinitely without a limit. They gradually feel that Rain is very similar to the hero, who signed contracts with 4 creatures from the strongest races, and broke through the limits of strength again and again, far beyond ordinary humans. Kanade follows suit, believing that as long as Rain signs contracts with more strongest creatures, he will definitely be able to fight the Demon King's army head-on. Rain's comrades all think Arios can't take the responsibility of dealing with the Demon King, which makes Rain waver. He decides to think about the feasibility of dealing with the Demon King himself. Later, they arrive at the best weapons shop in town, and the owner is a dwarf named Gans. When Rain is choosing the weapons, Rain finds that the weapons here are good-looking but not very practical, and then he asks Gans for the reason. Hearing this, Gans laughs, saying that these weapons are all casually made while the hidden weapons are the real works that can satisfy Gans. People now only want to pay for the most expensive weapons without thinking of the fit between the weapon and the user, and they often throw away old weapons in pursuit of new weapons that appeal to them more. Gans can't tolerate others despising the elaborate weapons, so he displays ordinary weapons to test guests, and his good weapons are only for knowledgeable adventurers like Rain. Gans treasures the special fate between them, deciding to make a weapon suitable for Rain. However, there are not enough materials to forge weapons. It turns out there is no mithril ore out of a sudden in the mithril mine that has been passed down for generations in the Gans family. Rain suspects that someone is stealing mithril ore for his own weapons and to help Gans. Rain takes on the task of investigating the mithril mine. After that, they go to report it in the guild, and then set off for the mithril mine. On the way, they come across a lake, and the girls decide to play in the water and have a rest. As the girls are taking a bath in the lake, Kanade is attacked from behind, leading Rain over with her scream, but it turns out that she was just bitten by a fish. After that, they embark on their adventure again, only to find 2 thieves stealing the mithril in the mine. Tanya and Kanade easily defeat them. Just then, Rain notices the birds in the sky become very abnormal after they show up, so he asks them to be careful. He suspects that they are discovered by the Tamer who controls the birds. A group of thieves in the mine show a wary look, and the Tamer among them has discovered Rain and his comrades through the bird. A battle soon breaks out. The thieves' bow and arrow attack are neutralized by the dragon girl Tanya, and the magic attack easily is blocked by the fairy twins. Besides, Rain punches the Tamer of the thieves with just 1 punch. The hostile Tamer then summons a B-class monster raised by him. It is really difficult for humans to tame monsters of this level. After asking his companions to transfer the captured hostages outside the mine, Rain teams up with Kanade to deal with the monster in the mine. He then attracts the monster's attention, while Kanade secretly catches the beast Tamer. However, this man still refuses to control the monster to surrender even if he is caught. The mine will collapse at any time under the monster's attack. Therefore, Rain has to risk getting close to the monster. Unexpectedly, he forcibly signs a contract with the monster in a very short time, taking control of the monster. Seeing Rain's terrifying ability, the Tamer falls into madness, and he tries to seize control of the monster again, only to make the monster fall into a rage and launch an indiscriminate attack. Rain breaks out his strength and kills the monster. Finally, he saves his opponent's lives. Rain is well aware that humans and monsters have a strong hostility to each other, which cannot be completely erased by simple taming, so during the battle, he has always paid attention to the movements of monsters. After the battle, Rain interrogates the identity of the thieves. It turns out that they all have bought weapons in Gans's shop, and later heard from others that what they had bought are just some ordinary weapons. Thus, to retaliate against him, they came to steal the ore in his mithril mine. After Rain tells Gantz what happened, Gantz feels complicated. He sets a trap to punish those who despise weapons, and it is not until he is retaliated by his customers that he realizes how strong the resentment of those adventurers is. Eventually, Gantz bounces back under Rain's inspiration and encouragement. He decides to sell weapons with honesty in the future and forge every weapon carefully to avoid making defective products. To show his gratitude, Gantz promises to try his best to make an exclusive weapon for him. Rain then quietly tells Gantz about his special needs. At night, the hero Arios has just eliminated a Tamer. He wants to recruit a companion before he starts the fight with the Demon King, but all the interviewees are far inferior to Rain. They can only tame one animal at a low level such as wolves or bears. Since Arios has seen Rain tame the strongest species like the cat girl and the dragon girl, he can't help looking down upon these ordinary beast tamers. But the task of defeating the Demon King has been delayed for a long time. The priest Mina persuades Arios to lower the standards for recruitment. Hearing this, Arios immediately gets enraged. Mina realizes that Arios' personality has changed a lot recently, so she quickly switches the topic to prevent him from venting his anger. After Mina leaves, Arios repeatedly says that he will make Rain vanish, and then takes out an evil ring. Meanwhile, Rain is reporting the task of the thieves in the guild, in which the receptionist, Natalie, tells Rain that because of the felony of raising monsters, the thieves have all been stripped of their adventurers' licenses and are punished for forced labor. After that, Rain takes the two fairies for a walk, who are attracted to the street food. They've lived in the forest all year round and never tried the food of the human world, so Rain treats each of them to a hot dog. After eating the hot dog, the fairies ask if Rain has recently gained some enhancement of his abilities. After Rain signed a contract with Kanade, his physical powers have been improved, and his magic power has also been enhanced after he signed the contract with Tanya. But after he signed a contract with the fairies, there is no significant improvement in his abilities in any aspect. Hearing this, the twins are very disappointed because they wish they can help Rain. Seeing the two girls disappointed, Rain comforts them with his story. He was kicked out of the heroes party by Arios because he was too weak, but it did not affect him from becoming strong. Also, Rain has learned that it is the most important to show his trust to his companions, but not the powerful strength. The fairy twins finally get happier. Just then, a new accident happens. A young man with two soldiers stops them. This arrogant man keeps asking for the twins' names, intending to forcibly make them his concubines. The man is the son of a lord and is named Edgar, who often kidnaps beautiful girls as concubines. To protect the fairy twins, Rain repels Edgar's subordinates. However, Edgar takes innocent civilians as hostages and threatens Rain to stop. The twins want to free the hostages with magic, but Rain doesn't want them to reveal their identities as elves. Suddenly, Rain remembers the special magic power in the battle just now which caused him to cast multiple spells at the same time. So Rain decides to give it a try and unleashes fireballs. As a result, several fireballs appear at the same time, and all of Edgar's subordinates are knocked down as the hostages get freed. After Rain drives Edgar away, the villagers all show their gratitude to him. At this moment, Arios is silently watching this scene not far away with an evil smile appearing on his face. Rain doesn't know yet that this hero has become more terrifying than the monster. After returning to the hotel, the fairy twins reveal that after signing the contract with them, Rain, though as a tamer, can now cast multiple magic in an instant. After that, Rain says that he learned of Edgar's bad reputation from the residents, taking advantage of his father's identity as the Lord. Edgar seems to be in collusion with the knights sent here by the Empire. With the encouragement of his companions, Rain finally decides to deal with Edgar and rescue the captured girls. Edgar is also thinking about ways to take revenge on Rain, and he gives the knight Captain Gillet a bag of gold coins. Both sides are ready to launch attacks. Rain takes the lead. He and Kanade come to the Order to report Edgar's miscreant behavior. When they are driven away by the Order, they are more convinced that Edgar is in collusion with the Knights. On the way back, Rain meets a girl named Stella, the vice-captain of the Knights. Stella has also discovered the illegal cooperation between the Knights and the Lord's family, but she has no strong companions, so she always been unable to hold the Knights and Lord's family accountable. Now she meets Rain, which gives her hope. As Rain has completed several difficult tasks before, his fame gradually spreads. Plus he has a girl from the strong cat tribe by his side. Stella pleads with Rain for help. Rain also needs someone to provide information from the Knight's Order, so he immediately agrees. They carefully make a battle plan, and finally decide to throw bait to deal with the corrupt ones in the Order. At night, Gillet receives false news that there's evidence of his collusion with Edgar in the suburban warehouse. In order to prevent this criminal evidence from being discovered by Stella, Gillet immediately gathers a group of henchmen to raid the warehouse, only to be ambushed. Meanwhile, the fairy twins cast frost magic to seal the gate so that Gillet can't escape. Elsewhere, Rain attacks them in a distance with the new equipment provided by Gantz, and takes down all of Gillet's accomplices in a short time. Stella tells Gillet that her companions have captured the knights and found evidence of Gillet's guilt. Even in such a disadvantageous situation, Gillet still refuses to surrender. Stella then offers a one-on-one duel with Gillet. She has known Gillet since many years ago, but she doesn't know why the once simple teenager degenerated into what he is now. She turns the pity in her heart into the power of battle, and finally defeats Gillet. Soon Edgar learns of the fall of the knights, and he vents all his anger on a slave girl. After calming down, Edgar plans to gather all the soldiers to attack Stella. Just then, Arios comes to Edgar. He hides his identity through disguise and tells Edgar that Rain was also involved in the battle with the Order. Arios frantically exaggerate Rain's power and his hostility towards Edgar. After that, he gives Edgar a strange ring, which he claims to have the power to kill Rain. Seemingly influenced by the mysterious power of the ring, Edgar becomes very arrogant. Now let's have a look at the knights. Stella brings the female knights who support her to the Lord's mansion, along with Kanade and Tanya. They are to investigate the crime of illegal collusion between the Lord and the Order. Facing such powerful enemies, the loyal guards call outside for help instead of letting them go. Elsewhere, Rain and the fairy twins sneak into the Lord's mansion as their companions distract the guards' attention. When probing the location of Edgar's imprisoned slaves with magic, the twins accidentally find a creature with mighty magical powers. Rain guesses it comes from one of the strongest races, but he can't be sure if it is Edgar's slave or companion. Rain asks the fairy twins to rescue the slaves while he will explore the source of the magic power. After separating, Rain meets an imprisoned girl. After he casts the healing magic on her, he gains the girl's trust. The girl named Nina is from another ultimate race, the demigod race. She had been living in the mountains until the day she met Edgar. By taking local villagers as hostages, the lustful man Edgar threatened Nina not to resist, and then put a collar on her that limits her magic power, forcing the god girl to be his slave. Rain decides to destroy the collar to free Nina. However, the magic shock from the collar causes extreme pain on him. But Rain is no longer the weak tamer he once was. He has gained supreme power after signing contracts with his 4 powerful comrades, and finally destroys the collar. As Rain successfully rescues Nina, his companions also bring the battle to an end, and the fairy twins have rescued all the slaves. Now Kanade and Tanya don't have to worry about the safety of the slaves. They break through the guards' defenses and meet their comrades in the hall. At this time, the Lord is trying to flee away, but he directly bumps into the protagonist's group. When Rain captures him, he activates the ring given by Arios. In an instant, Rain is attacked by a monster in the shape of the Grim Reaper. Meanwhile, Arios hears the screams of the hall on the rooftop, confident in the power of the ring. He thinks Rain must have been dead. However, Rain is not even injured. Rain's comrades are puzzled how he can block the attack of such a high-level magic. After doing an experiment, Luna finds that Rain is immune to poisonous attribute magic. Now she gets the answer. It turns out that the twins brought 2 blessings to Rain. One allows Rain to cast multiple spells at the same time, and the other helps Rain to be immune to some types of magic. That's why Rain was not killed by the monster. Meanwhile, Edgar foresees his miserable ending. Affected by Edgar's strong negative emotions of fear, anger, and unwillingness, the ring shows a powerful force and completely engulfs Edgar in an instant. Rain immediately takes action and casts fire magic to attack, but it doesn't work at all. Looking at the monster full of evil aura in front of him, Rain remembers that his hometown was destroyed many years ago by the demon race that had a familiar smell to this monster. Instead of attacking Rain, a high-ranking demon heads to hunt the town's residents. Rain asks Stella to arrange for Nina and the residents to take refuge, while he takes his companions to stop the demon. The battle between the 2 sides soon begins, with Tanya, Kanade, and Rain in charge of the main attack, and the fairy twins launching high-level magic. However, these attacks are all ineffective. The high-ranking demon also summons a large number of monsters, which can be summoned infinitely. So the situation becomes very unfavorable for Rain. Their physical strength and mana are constantly depleted, while the high-ranking demon can always remain in a peak state. The demon continues to summon monsters to drag Rain and his comrades, and later it intends to destroy the town. The protagonist's group then discusses a plan. The fairy twins will use teleportation magic to transfer the inhabitants. Just then, a group of adventurers join the battlefield. They have fierce fight with the monsters, and they are all wearing weapons and armor made by Gantz. It is this group of adventurers who help Rain buy valuable time, and Nina also joins Rain's party. The god girl naturally hates war, but in order to save innocent humans, she finally decides to fight the demon. What the god race excels at is space magic, and Rain breaks through the army of monsters to finally reach the high-ranking demon with the help of Nina. At this moment, Rain steals control of the monster army from the high-ranking demon. He commands the monsters to besiege the demon, and finally eliminates this powerful enemy. 3 days after the battle, the town's restoration work is completed. Stella becomes the new captain of the Knights, while the former captain and the lord, who colluded with each other, were escorted to the royal capital to await the verdict. Nina's village has been moved, so the god girl, who has nowhere to go, joins Rain's party. They now have become heroes in the town. Nina grows to like being with Rain and others, so she offers to sign a contract with Rain. The protagonists group is notified to assemble at the Adventurers Guild, where they meet the new knight Captain Stella. This female knight is very kind, and she has reached a cooperation with the Adventurers Guild. Thus the adventurers will assist in defending the town from the invasion of the demons in the future. Also, as Rain has defeated the A-level demon, the guild promotes him to a C-level adventurer. Later, Rain intends to solve the problem of accommodation. After a discussion, Rain and his comrades decide to buy a house in the town and settle down. Then, they start to look for the house. However, after visiting a few, they still can't find a decent one. Only the last one seems good in all aspects. Its drawback is that it is haunted here. Now that there are no extra houses to see, they can only check out the inside of the house before making a decision. Not long after they enter the house, something unusual happens. A ghost maid appears in front of them. The ghost doesn't have an actual body, so she can easily dodge various attacks. She sees through Kanade's fear of ghosts and deliberately runs to scare the cat girl. Just then, an accident occurs. As Kanade is overly frightened and loses her mind, she briefly acquires the ability to attack ghosts. The situation reverses now, and Kanade looks more like a ghost. The fairy twins seize the opportunity to cast sealing magic and temporarily trap the ghost, who then tries to attack Rain, but is controlled by him. Rain finally gets a chance to have a calm conversation with the ghost, who introduces herself as Tina Holy. Her owner was a pervert who brutally murdered her 30 years ago, perhaps because she hadn't lived enough. Holy was unwilling to become a ghost and wandered around to the house where she now lives. Rain can't bear to see Holy wander around, so he takes her in. Arios is in the opposite situation. The hero and his teammates are still very arrogant, buying supplies without giving money. The vendor's patience with Arios has reached its limits. They banish Arios, angrily accusing him of being scum among the heroes. The first season ends here. I haven't read the manga version, but based on this ending, I have a guess. Arios is actually the embodiment of the Demon King. When he is completely lost due to others' hatred toward him, he will awaken the cruel instincts of demon. In contrast, Rain is the true hero, because only in this way can it be explained why he is so much more powerful than other beast tamers. He can not only conquer multiple contract partners at the same time, but can even tame the ghost maid. There must be some hidden secrets about Rain. Subscribe to my channel, and let's unravel the mystery in the second season together while watching the final showdown between Rain and Arios.